What's up, Block 22 Nation? It's your boys, Gobo and Tom, coming at you with another episode of Puck University hashtag Puck You. Tommy, Bahama, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great. Second round of playoffs is winding down.
I was gonna say we are one game away. It'll be 0 games for you people in the future because this episode will come out after the resolution of the Dallas and Seattle game. But one game away from having our conference finals determined. And it's been a crazy playoffs to say the least.
Yes, I would not have counted half the teams that are in going to the next round in, and yet here we are.
So let's get started in the West, talking about probably my favorite resolution of a series so far. Connor McDavid's bitch ass gets knocked out on a natural hat trick by Jonathan Marchessault and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. I almost called them the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Golden Knights. All right, did you catch that? Did you catch that game? Any thoughts, Tom?
I did not get to see that game, unfortunately. I think I was doing baseball or something like that. But yeah, I kind of foreseen that coming. They just rely. I think we talked about it last episode. They just rely too much on the first two lines, and the depth's just not there. And McDavid and Draisaitl just couldn't pull it off.
Absolutely. Yeah, another blow to Oilers Nation. Leon Draisaitl not nominated for the Hart Trophy this year.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a surprise, but like I said, I think it went hand in hand with having the second best goal scorer slash assist person on the team. They gave it to somebody that was more, or they're going to give it to somebody that's going to be more of a solo guy, I think.
Yeah. I'll tell you, as far as awards are concerned, it's got to be Pasternak this year. The Hart Trophy, man. Like there's yeah, we get it. Like yeah, Connor McDavid scores a million goals, and then you got to throw in a third guy. You know, Chuck, not a fan, from his days with Calgary, but he is an impact player down in Florida. So I mean, Pasta and Tkachuk are huge impact players. McDavid, it's like, yeah, we get it. You're really good, and you can't win in the playoffs. Anyways, Canada has been systematically removed from the game they invented once again.
Yeah, actually, I was doing a little bit of research before, and it's been like 30 years since a Canadian team has won a final.
Yeah, no, and that brings me to my next point that I want to discuss. I want to hear from you guys in the comments as well. Does Gary Bettman hate Canadian teams?
It sure seems like it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it. Um, I mean, yeah, essentially, there's one major market in Canada, and that's Toronto. Everywhere else is kind of a secondary market, not a big money maker. So and if you look at the draft lottery results over the last, I don't know, God, I was looking at it. I mean, the last probably 9-10 years. I mean, the first round pick is never a Canadian club.
which that's shocking. I think I get the lottery. I know basketball is the same way, but I think they need to do something a little bit different, more along the lines of like what the NFL does with the worst team gets the
Mhm.
first pick. I mean, it just to me it just makes it too unbalanced. You get the powerhouses that can somehow win the first pick, and then they're just stacking their team, whereas the bottom of the barrel isn't getting any better. So then you get these 30-year droughts where they haven't won a final.
Yeah, exactly. Dealing with it again this year, with Bedard is gonna go to Chicago. So it's like the the Blackhawks franchise falls completely apart, and then here they are getting rebuilt the year after they lose Kane. I don't know. Now it's almost like, yeah, has some motivation to stick around. Like, it's honestly like, yeah, it feels like a narrative sometimes.
I agree with that. I think, yeah, like I said, I think they need to figure out a way to make it a little bit more balanced. Otherwise, you're going to lose fan base. People are going to get bored watching the same finals every year.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, it is. All right. So taking it over to the East, let's talk about Florida Panthers. I mean, it feels like another one of those magical seasons for them.
Yeah, I mean, I discussed this at the beginning of the playoffs. I mean, wild card about ready to make to the finals. I mean, they're playing super motivated hockey. They don't have anything to lose, everything to gain. People had them wrote off in the first round facing Boston, and here they are. They won the second round. So, yeah, they're playing lights out hockey right now.
Yeah, taking down Toronto, and then decisively too. It was in like a 5 game series. Yeah, they didn't. Toronto was never in it, and yeah, it feels a lot like that '96 Florida team where it's like they have no legitimate read. They have maybe one or two guys that are first liners on other teams. The rest of it is just pure, gritty second and third line scoring and good goaltending. So I mean, it's I don't know. I really hope I don't know if during the Toronto series any rats hit the ice, but I'm thinking the rats are coming back, man. Did you see that clip after I talked to you about it?
Yeah, I did look. I did look it up. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
funny.
oh, I love that. Just Tom Barrasso sitting in the goal, just getting pelted with rats, just like looking to the rafters, just like, oh, for the love of God.
I mean, we talked about this before. That's playoff hockey, and they just got to get hot at the right time. This was the team that last 2 weeks of the season they weren't even in the playoffs. Then all of a sudden they turn it around. They make the playoffs. They get the first seed in the playoffs or in the wild card, and then they go and beat the Bruins, and then they beat the Leafs after that. Just
Hmm.
insane hockey.
It's incredible. No, it really is. It's just, they have really I think they have the most momentum of any team in the NHL right now. And they're taking on another good one, Carolina. Another one of those sound hockey teams. RIP to the Devils. They had a good run. That would have been a fun matchup, Devils Florida in the finals, but Carolina, they're just too fundamentally sound.
Yeah, I agree. I think what it comes down to is I think goaltenders. Um, Bobrovsky's really good in goal.
Mm-hmm.
This playoffs has been, and then the Devils kind of just fell apart a little bit in the playoffs. I mean, they're allowing 6, 7 goals a night. It's going to be really tough to win when you're allowing that many goals.
Yeah. No, big upset win over the Rangers, and then yeah, they hit that brick wall, and yeah, it's like a good goalie. I equate goalies to like pitchers in baseball. Like, it's like if you have a really good goalie, like it can make up for a lackluster performance by the rest of the team. And yeah, I mean, here and then yeah, I mean, I think Bobrovsky, yeah, he's a really solid guy, really solid in net. I think I remember when when he was with Columbus and he was going on the open market, and I was hoping so badly the Avalanche would scoop him up, but no, we decided to go with a different guy named Philip Grubauer, um, some unknown German guy who is now representing the Philadelphia, now representing the Seattle Kraken in Game 7 in the divisional round against Dallas Stars tonight in the last remaining to be determined second round series. So, regardless of what producer James Marv says, who do you got in tonight's Game 7, Tommy?
Actually, I have the Kraken. It's kind of a weird playoffs. I don't know if you'll agree with me or not, but it's kind of weird that it seems like the teams are playing better on the road. And the Kraken are on the road in Dallas today, and they have tended to win when they're not at home. So I went with the Road Warriors, the Kraken, to advance.
Yeah,
Zero
yeah.
zero after the first.
they did win their Game 7 in the first round on the road, and that two Game 7s in a row, it's a lot of it's a moment. Hockey's a big time momentum game, and honestly, from a logistical standpoint, Dallas should win this game, and they're better in almost every category. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm taking Seattle. Let's ride the Lightning, man. Like, yeah. So Seattle, Vegas, Western Conference Finals. What a series that's going to be if they pull it off. Dallas and Vegas. I mean, yeah, that would be a good series, two powerhouses. But yeah, it's just like I hate Dallas so much. As much as I dislike getting knocked out of the playoffs, I think Seattle is kind of a fun team, and I'd like to see them move along. It's like Seattle and Florida in the finals. That'd be an interesting matchup.
It'd be fun to see two teams that are new within the last 5 years facing each other to go to the final.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just going to bring, just going to solidify the fan base a little bit more. And we need that in hockey. I mean, we need as much people to watch the sport as possible. So it'll be a fun, interesting matchup to go to the final.
Yeah. And then also another interesting statistic for all of our Canadian friends that hate the NHL at this point. Vegas been in the league 6 years. I think that this will be their fourth time in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, that's crazy. We've talked about that a little bit in our past episodes too. That I think the expansion draft is a little rigged sometimes, but I mean, it brings balance to those new teams. I mean, you got to build that fan base right away. If they come in and they're nobodies, it's going to be hard to conquer that right away.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, you gotta watch out. We got some potential movement coming around. There could be more expansion into the NHL. So interesting stuff. So before we talk about who we like in the conference finals, who we like to go to the Stanley Cup, let's talk about our teams. What's going on? And I can tell you, I'll start with the Avalanche and say that the only significant piece of news that's come around is that Gabe Landeskog, our captain, had a significant knee surgery and is going to be out this next season as well.
Oh, no.
So somebody's going to have to take that C on their chest. I know Nathan McKinnon should, from a logistical standpoint, he's the best player on the team. He's been there the longest. Should be the captain, but he doesn't want it. He's never been a self-aggrandizing guy. He's more of a quiet, like, just give me the puck, let me score goals. He's not really like a hype guy. So I don't know who wears the C for the Avalanche. You know what? Maybe it'll be Jonathan Toews. We'll find out. We'll find out on the off season. But yeah, that's been the only update. no update whatsoever on Valerian Nichushkin. He just disappeared. I'm pretty sure he got picked up by the Kremlin. Yeah, he's in Guantanamo Bay or something like that. Yeah, it's the guy is just completely gone. So I'm hanging on to my Valerian Nichushkin jersey because yeah, it'll be the first ever player abducted by the Russian government.
That might be worth some money someday.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's definitely not one that I got in the parking lot at the at an AVES game from a guy um for much discounted price. So, Tommy, what's going on with those flightless birds of yours?
Yeah, there's not much. I mean, besides they're doing really well in international hockey, individuals.
Yeah.
uh, the only one that I did see that was kind of interesting is the Penguins. There's talk about Penguins going after Austin Matthews for
Ooh, that would
GM
be
slash
fun.
coach. Other than that, not much yet.
Not a
You know,
mucho.
picking 14th in the draft coming up. That's a little lower than what I wanted, but that's how it
Hey,
happened.
you know what? Good players fall to the 14th position. You know, so I mean, there's definitely a chance that you can find somebody roster worthy in that first round for sure. But yeah, Austin Matthews in a Penguin sweater. That would be interesting. Matthews and Crosby on the same line are I mean, you'd almost have to split them up because it's just like, yeah, who would score?
Yeah. And there is I did miss that there is trade news on Gensel,
Ah,
that there's rumors that they might be trying to move him, and I hope that's not true, but
oh, Gensel and his pretzel franchise. Poor guy. Anyways, yeah, well, we'll see. You know, we could always use a solid defender in Colorado. Oh man. But anyways, so not talking about these pathetic teams that have been eliminated from playoff contention, and moving back into the hunt for Lord Stanley's Cup. Let's talk about our picks. Tom, Carolina, Florida. Who do you like?
I chose Carolina on this one. We've talked about it a little bit. It's just a well-rounded team from goaltending all the way up to their forward play. I mean, they're just super, like we talked about. They don't have like one person you can really think of. It's like they're all even.
Mm-hmm.
They all just play and they get goals.
Yeah, you know, I'm telling you what, Sebastian Aho, dude is a superstar. You know, and he's maybe the third best player on that team. So I mean, yeah, there's a crazy amount of talent coming out of Raleigh this year. I honestly I have kind of a soft spot for the Carolina Hurricanes because the social media guy and the Avs social media guy do a lot together because they're both like natural disasters, you know, hurricane, avalanche, what have you. Um, so I like Carolina a lot. That being said, I think Florida's going to keep riding this momentum. Yeah, I think T'Chuk is going to do something special. I think Bobo is going to continue being a wall back there. I think that the Florida makes the finals and the Rats go flying.
I wouldn't be upset with that, to be honest. I really wouldn't.
Yeah,
Uh,
and that's the thing. It's like I don't hate any of the teams left, well, except Dallas. But yeah, like honestly, at this point in the East, either of those teams win, I'm kind of happy for them. I'm gonna root for Carolina just because I like the state of Carolina much more than the state of Florida, um, personnel wise. But yeah, either of those teams, what the hell, go for it.
I'm kind of rooting for Carolina because I don't know if you remember this story, but it was when I first really got back into watching hockey hardcore again is when the Carolina had that 40-year-old goaltender come in.
Oh yeah,
They were playing Toronto, and he ended up beating them.
no, he was the Maple Leafs minor league team Zamboni driver.
Yeah, yeah, and he was their emergency goalie. Yeah,
And yeah, he came in as the emergency goalie. Yeah, same with the accountant in Chicago, and both guys won.
it's just crazy.
That's
And that
insanity.
that story is just a. Ever since then, I've kind of liked to watch the Hurricanes and see what they're doing.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Canes. I also like the Canes mascot, Stormy the Pig.
Yes.
Yeah, big ups to having a pig as a mascot. I love it. All right, so we talked about the East, taking it over to the better side of the map, the West. We know it's Vegas. Seattle and Dallas play tonight. We'll know by tomorrow who will be taking on the Golden Knights, but who takes that Western Conference series one way or the other.
Well, in my opinion, in the game tonight doesn't matter because I have Vegas winning that series. I just think I think it's March Assault on that team has been playing really good. Um, yeah, I just think they've won it in 5 or 6 every time, so they're going to get rest again before the finals is over. And I think
Yeah,
that's a big momentum, just like the Canes. I mean, they won in 5, so now they got a week's rest. I mean, that's just going to play a factor in
yeah.
these finals.
Rest really factors into it. You're correct. Vegas has really been lights out. Um, I'll tell you what, if Dallas wins tonight, which I hope they don't, but if Dallas wins tonight, I think that Vegas for sure is going to beat Dallas in the finals. Um, because yeah, I mean, Dallas moving on is just it's like the most boring storyline. So it's just like it's hard to even fathom that. If Seattle wins, we get a Seattle Vegas finals. It's going to go to Game 7 again. Seattle's going to be on the road in Game 7 again. And I think they could pull it off. I honestly do. I think Seattle in their second year of existence could make the finals. So, hoorah.
If that happens, I would switch my vote because I would agree with that because on the road, they are insane on the road. I've never heard of a team
You
that
guys are
plays.
giving me a boner over here.
Hockey stick shaped boners
That's right.
forever. Yes. No, I Seattle on the road. I mean, as long as and this is what I said about Grubauer when he played for the Avs is that when he's on, he's one of the best goalies in the league. When he streaks down, he's totally underwhelming, and he has not streaked down one time in this playoff. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy stuff to think about that we're thinking about two teams that didn't exist in 2014 facing off in the Western Conference Finals, but what the hell? And NHL, I suppose.
NHL.
All right. Well, we got a shorter show for you tonight, just because there's not much hockey left, guys. So if you are a hockey fan, make sure you're tuning in. You know, come and see these players because, yeah, next season is going to look completely different. Probably not going to see the Arizona Coyotes in Arizona anymore. Ottawa Senators could be on the move. Lots of your favorite players are going to be on the move. So, yeah, definitely this is a historic season. So check it out, especially because we are going to have a very non traditional finals. You know, especially if it ends up being like Seattle and Florida. Like, oh my God, could you imagine?
That'd be fun. Like I
Yeah,
said, it's fun when you get people that haven't been in or teams that haven't been there for a while facing off. I mean, that's just going to make the finals just that much more special.
yeah. Not only would Seattle and Florida, but I mean they're both wild card teams, but I think they are the geographically furthest apart of any teams in the NHL. Oh no, I guess Vancouver's further away.
I was say, and Edmonton would be further north too, to Florida.
Yeah, but they're like way further east. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe people in the comments break out the ruler on your in your atlases that you still have from high school. Let's figure this out. Anyways, Puck University hashtag Puck U. Tommy, you got anything else for the people?
I don't. Just like I said, watch these last couple series, and then we'll see what happens in the off season.
I love it. All right, everybody, take it easy. Throw up your predictions up in the chat. Anybody who gets it right, we'll give you a shout out at the next Puck University episode. And yeah, make sure you're watching all of the great programming here on Lock 22 Network. I'm Gobo Moran for my co-host.
Tommy Bahama, as he says.
Tommy Salami Mitchell. Anyways, good night, everybody.
Give the people the air.